In the heart of the burning deserts of southern Arabia, where legend and story merge into one, a woman's name glows across the centuries. A queen the world remembers as Bilqis, the queen of Sheba. But behind that name lies a truth no one has ever fully uncovered. This is not a tale of fantasy, not a tale of magic or miracles. This is the real story of two rising powers, two extraordinary minds, and a decision that reshaped the destiny of two kingdoms. Bilqis, queen of the wealthy, magnificent kingdom of Sheba, ruled over a city whose incense intoxicated the world and whose gold tempted kings far beyond the desert sands. Then one day, a letter arrived, a letter from a ruler whose reputation had swept across caravans, oaths, and empires. Solomon, son of David. Inside it was an invitation, a call to dialogue, a message layered with respect, and a subtle warning about the future. Bilqis understood. This message was the beginning of a game far greater than politics. She wanted to see the truth with her own eyes, not the stories told by others. She knew this journey wasn't merely a crossing of deserts. It was a crossing of history, and if Solomon was truly the man, the word whispered about the great truths awaited her. When she entered Jerusalem, she realized this kingdom wasn't shaped by a king alone, but by order, wisdom, and an unseen power. And at its center stood Solomon. But what astonished her most was a hall unlike anything the ancient world had ever seen, a hall that felt as if it belonged to the future. In Solomon's presence, Bilqis did not feel small, yet she understood she stood before a man who conquered the world, not with a sword, but with his mind. Between them emerged a dialogue that changed history, not through shouting, but through questions, and no question was left unanswered. Bilqis had not come for trade alone. She came to test the truth, to see whether Solomon's wisdom was legend or reality, and her tests, one by one, brought answers beyond anything she expected. In Solomon's eyes, Bilqis wasn't merely a ruler. She was a woman who fused power with wisdom, and in her eyes, Solomon was not just a king, but a man who placed truth above power. This was the beginning of respect, a respect no sword could ever forge. The Hall of Glass was a symbol, a lesson Bilqis needed to witness, that wisdom isn't just knowledge, it's creativity. Solomon did not seek to impress her. He wanted to show her that when power works with wisdom, it builds new worlds. On the night before her departure, Bilqis knew she was no longer just a queen. She carried a truth she must return to her people, a truth that would reshape the future of Sheba. The decision was made not through authority, not through conquest, not through force, but through respect. Two kingdoms that could have been enemies instead became allies, and the story rarely witnesses such a choice. Bilqis was returning, but she was no longer the queen who had once left Sheba filled with doubt and fear. Now she carried a greater truth, one that would reshape not only her destiny, but the destiny of her people. Her caravan moved slowly across the vast desert, and in her eyes there was something new: peace, certainty, and light. She knew that when she returned to Sheba, she would tell a story her people had never heard, the story of a king who ruled with justice and a truth that overshadowed all earthly power. This journey home marked the beginning of a transformation that would echo through the centuries.